Kia ora whānau, Sam Pomari here. Hope you're well and Merry Christmas. Today is the 18th of December 2018. I haven't done one of these for a while, but I just wanted to share with you some stuff which I think would be interesting to those people who are interested in sovereignty, in justice, in learning more about the basis of British and Commonwealth legal systems. Um, because it's funny, on October the 28th, because I'm an entertainer, I had a gig, and my mate said, "Oh, it's my birthday, and people will come to his birthday." I says, "Oh, well, Māoris will come to a kaupapa," and I says, "So what's the date?" He said, "October 28th." And so I knew that the flag behind me was the Declaration of Independence of my native hapu, my native clans from New Zealand, and that's the United Tribes flag in the background from 1834, 1835. So I said, well, I'll promote to my community the 1835 Declaration, and so moving into that date, around beginning of September, I started to do some research, and I came across a person which I've uh, watched for a long time, since watched probably over 100 of his videos that he's put online. Mr. John Wanoa from from a number of places, Waikato, from Ngāti Porou, and he's got all these videos, right? All these videos, some of them hard case, some of them really simple, but it shows his focus on re-establishing the native courts, the and um, lots of other stuff that really leads to the Queen Elizabeth, to the history of the kings, um, and heaps of stuff. So that's his YouTube page, John Wanoa. He's got a few of them, and he's got these Facebook pages too. Whānau John Wanoa, John Wanoa. There's a number of them, and he does live feeds with this guy here, Andrew Devine, in Britain, and he's got a big following in Britain, 4,500 followers, and he's just come back from Britain and something to do with St. Patrick's Star, and he went to Westminster. But if you're interested in the sovereignty buzz and the foundations of the legal system, banking, creation of money, the corruption of politicians and bankers, I think you'll be interested in what this guy says. And it's interesting because he talks about Moai Powerhouse, and the Moai Powerhouse is the Moai from East Island. And I've been to East Island, so I've been to the Moai, but I didn't realise the significance of the Moai. And I went to East Island with a wanoa. And it was actually, I went to school at Hatapetera with some wanoas from Te Araroa. And their mum, actually, I went to East Island with their mum. And so, interesting coincidence. But in 1992, 93, I think it was 93, I went to Tiki Tiki, and that's down the east coast. And going down to a 91st birthday for a old kaumātua there, Pene Tibu. And my uncle actually married into that family. And when I went down to Tiki Tiki, I went into this church, the St. Mary's Church, and I remember sitting in this beautifully carved church in Tiki Tiki, and I was amazed how flash this church was. Brilliant. Well, this Wanoa guy was telling me that that started the birth certificates, the Universal Commercial Code from the Vatican Church started from there, in New Zealand, and then went out throughout the world. And also that the flag that you see behind me was the first native flag and the creation of a ship on the land. If you know anything about Admiralty law, it's about the law of the sea, where every time, so when you go to become a lawyer or barrister, you get admitted to the bar. And so that's the bar of coming in over the bar, into the harbour. And so the law courts is like a ship deck. But when you go into the law of the sea, you become a corpse. You're a dead person. And that's why, you see the inconsistencies of the law, because you're a corpse and they can do with you whatever they want to, unless you've got the money and unless you're connected, so it's corrupt. But the flag behind us commenced the native law courts on the marae, beginning at, Waitangi, and also at Taheke. And so John Wanoa was created, or helped to create, but he's led it with the basis of the documentation, native courts, which has just as much jurisdiction and authority as any other court. But this flag is the only court on the land. It's a flag of commerce, and it's got a lot of history. So I thought I'd just let you guys know, if you're interested in that type of thing, go check out John Wanoa. He's got some interesting things going, and probably things you never ever knew. And sometimes it'll go over your head, but persist. And as you go through the different videos, a pattern emerges, a pattern of documentation and connections. And if you're really interested in that, it will give you a foundation for commerce, banking, sovereignty, law, LORE law, spirituality, the power, the Pacific Island, systems of commerce, why the Moai is in London, France, Dunedin, and so there's a lot of things that I've discovered. So I thought I'd just share that with you guys. All right, whānau. Sorry about ranting, but I'm really enjoying my learning from John Wanoa. Of course, when he's done things for such a long time, there are people who agree with him, don't agree with him, but I agree with his persistence. I agree with the basis of which he is, the substance by which he has established the documentation. I can see the connections from the whakapapa native courts, the British titles, the British connections, and that has always interested me. And so, if you're interested, whānau, go and check them out. Kia ora tātou. Great to talk to you guys. Catch up soon. Mauri ora.